my yarny friends. I'm Sara Sach, and welcome back to another edition of This or That, or maybe the other thing. And what that is I ask you a question that has to do with yarn, crochet, crafts, or maybe something else, and it gives you the opportunity to give your opinion. There are no wrong answers. And I absolutely love to read your answers. I've learned so much from you all, like the things that you love to crochet, the things that you love to work with, yarns, and many other things. And that's why these questions are so important, not only to me, but to others, because I can learn from you, you can learn from me, and we can all learn from each other. That's what yarn crafts and yarn art is all about, learning, changing, and growing. So I've had a lot of questions lately, and I wanted to address that particular question and see what your answer is. Are you ready for what today's question is? All right, let me look at my notes here. So today's question really is, why do you crochet? Is it just for a hobby? Is it for the health benefits? Or maybe both? Or maybe it's because you're trying to bring in a little extra income for your family. It can actually be all three also. So if it's just a hobby, it's just something you picked up and it's lots of fun, that's totally okay. And it is lots of fun because you will grow, be creative, and have tons of fun. Some of the perks of having a fun hobby like this that is constantly growing and changing is it will have added health benefits. And I have a list here of some of the health benefits that people have told me that have helped them. Now, I want to remind you, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist or anything like that. These are just things that have helped me, and other people have let me know that they were helps to them. So one of the things that a particular young lady told me is she had a really hard time going through COVID. She felt really isolated. And so getting online and being a part of a crochet community at that time really helped her not feel alone. She found that there were friends out on the internet who loved the same things that she does. And you know what? I feel the same way about you. I have met all of you, not in person. Some of you I've met in person, but most of you I've never met in person. And yet I feel like I have a wonderful crochet community. And at times when I'm alone or maybe feel alone, I can get online and get to talk to some of you and see what you're making. And so I have a great crochet community. Another thing that has been mentioned to me is that it helps with Alzheimer's. Now, I don't know this for sure because I have not been helped by it, but others have expressed to me that because when you're crocheting, you're keeping your mind active, you're counting, you're learning a pattern, you're working with your hands, that it can really help someone who is suffering from Alzheimer's. Now, I have not, like I'm saying, I'm not a doctor, and I have not had the benefits of that. But others have shared that with me in watching their loved ones who used to crochet, being able to pick up crocheting and even knitting and beading and some smaller projects that have kept their minds active. Another thing that I find really as one of the things that most people have told me is that it really helps those who are suffering with anxiety or depression. And one of the things that another lady told me is that she always gets super anxious when she goes to the dentist or to the doctor. You know what? I do too. I don't want to go to the dentist or the doctor. And so what she does is she takes her crochet bag. She usually just takes a small project like coasters or dishcloths or something that she knows the pattern for, and she can sit in the waiting room. She goes a little bit early because, you know, they always ask us to, and she'll sit there and crochet and keep her mind on that, and she won't be so anxious when she goes to see the doctor or the dentist. And I do that too. And it's not that I'm afraid. I'm just always super anxious, for that scratching in your mouth with that cleaning, or getting a filling done, or even getting an examination at the doctor, or a shot. Doing something to get your mind off it for a few seconds can be very calming. And so I have done the same thing. Take my crochet bag along with me, work on that while I'm waiting. The time passes quickly and it calms me down. Now, this last thing I'm going to talk about kind of goes along with some of the other things that I've just discussed, and that is that it is a calming and relaxing thing. We work, we're raising kids, we're dealing with, school activities, maybe church activities, family, there's sickness and all kinds of things, finances that just weigh us down. And if we can set those things aside for just a few minutes and concentrate on crochet, or any craft for that matter, it will help us relieve some of that, I call it weight. We're anxious, we're stressed, we're depressed, and this is the list that I'm reading right here. And these are things that people have told me, that when they're feeling heavy and depressed and things are just too much, if they can set those things aside and just concentrate on a crochet project. Picking up a blanket that maybe they haven't worked on in a while and just concentrate on those stitches. You're counting, you're working the pattern, and you're only concentrating on that one thing, and you shut out the rest of what I call the worries of the world. It will help give you some peace. You know what? I have experienced this. Like I said, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a psychologist. I'm just someone who suffers at time from time, like anybody else, being a little bit depressed, anxious, feeling the weight of the world. Because we do, like I said, we worry about our families and our friends, finances, even our pets. My puppies over here, I've worried about them. And there's a lot of money that goes into taking care of them. And, there's so many things that we do, taking care of our children, taking care of people that we love, taking care of all the things that our family and friends are involved in, trying to get to all the activities. And it can really be a lot. And like I said, if we can just set those things aside for just a few minutes, 30 minutes, maybe an hour, although sometimes when I sit down, I think I'm going to give myself 30 minutes, about 3 hours have passed. But that just means I've had 3 hours of peace and quiet. And sometimes I don't even turn the TV on. I don't turn music on. I just love the quiet, and especially in the morning. And so crochet and crafts can have a very healing effect on us. But it's really neat that it can be healing and creative at the same time. And so it is a hobby that is creative. It is a hobby that is healing. And it is a hobby that is community. And I love that about crochet. So let me leave this with you at this point. If you're ever feeling depressed or anxious, sad, pick up your crochet hook and click on some of my old videos and laugh at how silly they are. Because I don't mind if you laugh at me. It's super fun to laugh. But also, I'll leave this with you as well. Everyone, I think, at one time or another, feels like things are heavy. And if you feel the need to reach out, the crochet community is always there for you. I love our crochet community, and I love how caring and thoughtful and giving they are. It has blessed my life in so many ways that I can't even tell you. And lately I've struggled with my health, with my back and sciatica issues, and I had some moments where I was feeling really lonely, because I couldn't get, my grandkids and I love to go shopping and do things, and we love to get together, and I haven't been able to do that. And so having that crochet community where I can go and watch other YouTube people out there that are doing crafts and crochet and knitting and collecting yarn and all kinds of things like that, watching their other videos, people that inspire me. It really lifts my spirits, and I hope that that's what you will do. If you're feeling a little bit low and need a pick-me-up, go watch other, a whole bunch of YouTube channels. Don't forget to watch mine too. I'm always here for you. Leave a comment, and I'll do my best to bring you joy, because that's what my crochet channel, in my opinion, is all about, is bringing the joy of crochet. All right? All righty. So thank you for watching today. I'm going to leave you with that. And remember, there's two things I love to say. Practice doesn't always make perfect, but it does give us confidence. And number two, choose joy. I'll see you next time for another edition of This or That.